I'm going to talk more about, what you might call the content and technology play, which is content or technology services that you can offer into these schools and colleges and institutions that, so you're a you're an entrepreneur starting out, wants to raise capital to target these opportunities, right? Some of the things I will say, one is, you have to think technology, right? From my perspective, you can't have anything successful in a significant way if you want to build something large without technology, right? Technology has not been, everybody talks about it, but nobody really means it or is willing to use it in a serious way, right? But I think you have to think technology, and that's what I do, and I firmly believe, firm believer in that opportunity, right? The other thing is, don't worry about what government says, what government is good, bad, governance, policy issues, budgets, don't worry about that. Don't listen to educationists, don't listen to policy makers, right? Not because they're saying wrong things, but because there's nothing you can do about it, right? Government is there, educationists are there, everybody's got a view. There is no one definition on which way to learn is the best, so everybody's got a view, right? But there's nothing you can do about it, so don't worry about it, right? Don't go to seminars, listen to people in that category. Spend that time with your customers, right? You listening to 5 customers at early stage will give you far more learning than listening to any management guru or educationist or a policymaker, whoever it is, right? Also, just so think on this policy making and all, if you attended any seminars 10 years ago, same things were being said. Today, same things are being said, and I'm sure 20 years later, same things are going to be said. Same things are being said in the US, right? US is facing a struggle with their education system. Nobody's happy, right? There's nothing you can do about those. So, and as you get into building a product, right, I think the first thing is, actually the only thing is the customer, right? What is the objective of the customer? How to make the customer learn better? Assuming, customer has to be somebody who has the ability to pay, but how do you make him learn better, particularly in the education context? But in that sense, education is no different from any other industry, right? Because you have to cater to the customer, right? It's a difficult industry, it's over-regulated industry, it's very slow to change, all of that is true, but that's the nature of the industry, right? Any industry would have its own problems. So in that sense, it's not different, right? It is different because you have to, I think, focus a little more on double bottom lines. It's not only about making money, but also having some impact, because learners have to ultimately learn. I think that's a bit of difference from most of the other industries, right? And the one big challenge I see today in the industry, and I meet about 5 to 10 entrepreneurs who want to start out a month, right, who want to discuss their ideas or whatever it is. I don't see enough willingness to innovate. I don't see enough willingness to be a long-term player. There was this team that came to me, pretty bright guys, came to me and they wanted to offer a service to the MBA students. And I said, look, okay, it's a good idea. Why don't you just go and live in a couple of MBA institutes for a few months and make it work for that audience. And then you can think about scaling, and it has to work in like Rajiv mentioned, in a limited, it has to work for one customer before it works for 1 million. I never saw them after that, right? So I think there is lack of willingness to think hard and to do the hard stuff, right? I think we want it easy. Secondly, we're not innovating, right? Any company, large and small, there's very little innovation. There's very little innovation technology. There is no innovation in thinking. There's very little innovation software, hardware, whatever it is, right? There are so many new things are coming out now. Technology is changing. I remember at a seminar several years ago, and I was told that somebody who was born before 1980 was basically, dinosaur, right? Technology dinosaur. They just don't get it, right? Which included me. But now I understand people who are born like even, older than before 90 maybe, because the technology is changing so fast, right? So much is happening. So for example, there's big data, right? If you went to a technology company, a technology conference, everybody talk about big data. Now what's that got to do with education? The fact is, some of the largest models in the US, right, the MOOCs you might have heard about, Coursera, edX, right, they are being looked upon as potential business models around analytics, around analyzing data of learners, right? And technology has got to play the whole premise of that business is based on that concept, right? There is this whole area of personalization, right? Everybody talks about it. Nobody does anything about it, right? So my last statement is, think new stuff. There is huge number of opportunities. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the whole system, right? Just listen to the customer, figure out how we can make a difference. There are hundreds of millions of learners in this country that want a better life, and I think there's plenty of opportunity to provide that. Thank you.